Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Tony from Tony's Professional Touch, based out of San Bernardino, California. And in today's video, we're gonna be detailing a brand new Subaru right here. And we're gonna be talking about giving you guys a few tips on what to do when you get a new vehicle like this. So stay tuned to the end.
Hey Tony, so for this WRX, do you have any tips on how to maintain the brand new interior when it's right off the lot?
So for the most part, there's ceramic coatings that we could use on the interior. Now there's both upholstery and leather ceramic coatings. It really just depends up to the owner and if it's worth it for them and how well they maintain their vehicles and if they're a messy person or not. But that is something we do offer. So we can ceramic coat the seats, the floor mats, the carpet, things like that, the door panels as well. And usually, for the most part, we've done a lot of like Teslas. Those are the ones that really like are mostly interested in that type of like service, just because, especially that white option that they have. A lot of people like that white option, but they don't want to mess up that white interior. So with those type of lighter interior colored vehicles, those are the type of clients that usually are looking to get their vehicle ceramic coated. But even the ones that have like the black interior, those also get it done, just because those can still get messed up, especially over time. Like I'm sure a lot of people have seen, especially if your vehicle's older and it has leather seats or whatnot, it starts cracking, fading, getting discolored. So that just happens over time with regular wear and tear and with not maintaining that properly and keeping it protected. So even there's also like red, there's a bunch of different colors, there's blue, there's a bunch of different colors. It doesn't really matter, it just really matters on the person, the vehicle they have, and how much they really care about it and how they are like clean wise and if they maintain it properly or not. But yeah, if someone's looking to have their interior looking its best for the long term, I would recommend getting a ceramic coated, and also their carpet and floor mats as well. That way it helps with like when you spill things, it doesn't stain it, it's hydrophobic, things like that. It's really the main concern. And yeah.
So it's funny, for this Subaru that's right off the lot, what about the wheels and the undercarriage?
So for vehicles like this that are probably going to be used to go off-roading here and there, we do offer wheels off ceramic coating package, which means that we remove the wheels on all four, we put the car up on jack stands, and we fully prep and clean the suspension area, the fender well, the wheel inside and out, the tires, and then we ceramic coat everything in 2 to 3 layers depending on the area, and that helps maintaining like the vehicle in the future, keeping that look brand new, and it helps with like not getting stains, because a lot of these vehicles, they get stained with like mud stains. If they're not cleaned on time, if it bakes in, things like that, it'll settle into the finish and it'll be really hard to remove. And so the ceramic coating helps a lot with not having that issue, and then also for future maintenance with cleaning it off, all that muddy stuff if they ever go off-roading. And then with your wheels, it makes the cleaning of your wheels much easier, removing the brake dust and whatnot. Like this over here, like over here. This.
Oh yeah, dude. That's because of the wax you just put on?
Spray wax, that's it. Makes it a lot like nice, smoother, slicker finish, a little bit glossier. A few weeks of protection. So next time we see it, it's just temporary until we get this car corrected and coated.
So you said it was a new car, right?
Yep.
How soon would you recommend like a ceramic coating or any kind of protection for it?
So with all my clients, I always like to find out how long they plan on keeping the vehicle, see what their best interest is in, and also if they plan on doing any modifications, any tint, changing the wheels, putting a wrap on, anything like that, if they have any ideas on what they want to do with it. And then after they let us know those details, then we'll give a recommendation on like when to get it. So with this client, I believe he's interested in getting another set of wheels. So if he wanted to coat the wheels, we would recommend for him to wait on his new set of wheels, and then we'll go ahead and coat those. And then for the paint, I know he has a few more things that he wants to do to the vehicle. Like he needs to get the tint done first, and then so after the tint, we can go ahead and correct the vehicle and ceramic coat it. That way, the tint guys don't accidentally mess up the coating or scratch it up a bit or whatnot. And then if he wants to do any type of like wrap on the vehicle, then I would recommend getting the wrap done first, and then we can either, if he does like a partial wrap, we could do a light polish on the wrap and ceramic coat the wrap as well, and then the paint, get that done as well for him. And so it just really depends on the client, what their wants and needs are, what they plan on doing with what they plan to do with the vehicle. And after that, we'll be able to give them like recommend
recommendation on when they should get it done, but usually pretty early on. You don't want to wait too long. Like, you don't want to have the car and then wait like 5 years, it gets all beat up, and then we have to do a heavier correction. There might be a couple scratches and swirls here and there that we can't get out because they're too far gone. So I usually recommend getting it done pretty soon. I'd say within the first 6 months of owning the vehicle.
Got it. And this is, you said it was 2 weeks off the lot?
Yeah, it's like about 2 weeks old.
Got it. So for the Subaru, it's already an existing customer. Would you recommend a maintenance plan for him?
Yeah, definitely. He's already on something like that, and for sure, once we get it corrected and coated, he's probably going to stick with that. I do believe he does it himself about like every 2 weeks or in between, so we'll probably do it like once a month, and then he'll do it the 2 weeks after we service it, so it kind of gets washed pretty much every like 2 weeks.
Got it. And would you recommend washing it by hand, through the drive-through?
Definitely by hand or touchless. Never recommend going through the tunnel car washes, or also you got to make sure you don't go to those cheap like hand car washes, or hire someone that does like improper car washes, because they can definitely still mess it up. Even if they advertise 100% hand wash, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're doing it the correct way or with clean mitts or whatnot. I've seen a lot of people go to those like hand car wash places, and they don't realize that they're using a bunch of like old rags or whatnot, and they just keep using it on the same vehicle. I just reminded myself that a couple days back, one of my clients was telling me that he hired a detailer, and the guy was using one towel for every single thing: windows, the wash, the windows, the wheels, clean the tires, exhaust. And you can just imagine like that one towel for everything was getting just caked up, and he was swirling up all the vehicles and whatnot. And so he noticed that after, he said that like he didn't notice that many swirls like before, but after he hired that detailer, he noticed all the swirls on the paint, and it just like messed up everything. So like he may have spent cheaper on the wash, but overall in the end it's gonna cost him more to get that fixed. So you gotta like make sure that you just don't look at just the person saying hand car wash or whatnot, the service. Make sure that they're doing a proper like hand wash and can actually provide a swirl free type of finish.
So a little behind today, but you got help, no? Hey, wait. Here, keep that in the video, bro.
Yeah, keep it. Yeah, so I got help, but we behind. Yeah, there's a lot of like, honestly, traffic today has been like kind of weird. Like each visit was supposed to be like roughly 10 to 15 minutes, like each next location, and it ended up being from like 15 to 30-ish minutes, depending on the place. So we've already had about, just from today, we've done only 3 cars. Have we done 3 or 4? I think 3. It's already like 12:30 in the morning, or actually, I guess noon or lunch.
Afternoon, yeah.
And we've already had 12:30, and we've already had about like almost 2 hours of driving time. Yeah. So, and we started at 6:30. So, yeah, it's been
traffic,
a cool
man.
minute. It's been like 6 hours pretty much. And we got 2 more cars to go, and maybe 3. I'm not too sure. It depends on time frame from these next 2. We're supposed to do a truck here, but he had to leave, so we missed out on that one.
Okay, and then so for the next 2, how far they are from each other?
So the next one's about 30 minutes from here, and then from that 30-minute one, the next one's about another 30 minutes from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like it's a lot of driving time today, and I never really want a bunch of driving time because it takes up a lot of our time for the day.
Yeah.
But all these clients that wanted their cars done today are pretty spaced out from each other, so it is what it is. So majority of detailers would consider this like streak-free, because from the inside you can't necessarily see those swirls, but when you're looking at it from the outside in the front view, you're able to see a bunch of those little streaks all over the place. This is after my new guy cleaned it. He still needs to practice a bit on windows, but we'll get him set right. It's only been like his 2nd, 3rd week. So windows is usually the hardest part for a lot of detailers. But yeah, that's not necessarily like completely streak-free. On the other side, I already did it, and that's completely streak-free pretty much. So now we gotta finish up this other half of the windshield, and it's pretty hot. So the windshields and the back windows are usually the hardest for details in sunroof, moonroofs, and whatnot, especially when it's really, really hot, because the product dries up all them. And so there's just these streaks all over the place.
So is that why you saturated the towel earlier?
Yeah.
You just dumped all the water?
Give me a bit more working time.
Got it. So we covered the undercarriage, the wheels, the interior. You mentioned the exterior. What about like the windows and stuff?
So yeah, we can ceramic coat windows as well. We offer glass transparency coating for windshield or all windows. All exterior window surfaces can get ceramic coated, which with glass transparency, it's a 3-year ceramic coating with the backed-up warranty and everything, and free maintenance as well for all our clients that get that like service done. And with that, it's actually really affordable. It starts at $100 for the windshield, and it starts at $250 for all the windows. That's a 3-year coating from glass transparency, 2-layer coating. Super hydrophobic, makes cleaning the windows easier, makes them optically clearer. Also helps with like bug removal, any like staining, makes the surface really slick, hydrophobic. Helps. The main thing is a lot of people get that for like rain. It doesn't rain super often here in California, but when it does, it's a nice thing to have. And in my personal opinion, my favorite part about it is really like how much easier it makes it to clean the window. So I have it on all my personal vehicles. I got it on the van, my Honda, the Tesla, the whole family vehicles, just because it's a really affordable option to do. It's one of the cheapest options of ceramic coating that you can get. It lasts a really long time. 3 years is great, and the benefits are great as well. Alright guys, well, we just got done doing the Subaru detail, and there you guys have it. That's a few tips we have for you guys to do when you guys get a new vehicle. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any other tips that we might have missed on what you should do when you get a new vehicle, or what you tell your clients to do when they get a new vehicle. And remember guys, if you guys like this type of content, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.